I'm Dan, and welcome to Polar Currency video number 73, how I store my banknotes. I get questions about how I store my collection and what I use for currency sleeves, etc. So after being inspired by Stu Plubek's video, Top 7 Storage Containers, I decided to do a bit of spring cleaning and figured I might as well explain my process. Note that I'm providing information on the product only. Yes, they have prices listed, but I'm sure you can find all of them for less cost out there. It's been a tough last few weeks for me, and I needed to make a short video to take my mind off things. All right, let's get started. First thing I do when I receive a new note for my collection is to catalog it into a spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets. It's free, easy, and all you need is a free Gmail account. The best thing about Google Sheets is that it's in the cloud and with me everywhere I have a cell phone connection. You can also easily bookmark it to your desktop, tablet, or phone. You can set up your document columns in any way you want. Mine is fairly simple. For US notes, I place in order of denomination, 1s, 2s, 5s, well, you get the idea, and I go from oldest note to newest note, working down line by line. I have the currency type, series year, catalog number, signatures, what I paid, which I am hiding that column, and the estimated market value. I update about 70% of the value of my collection annually. Then I have the bank, miscellaneous notes, location of the note, which is super important to remember, and last I have a link to Numista for each banknote. I've tried to set up the sheet so each category has the same columns or column spacing. All in all, it's pretty basic information. I highly recommend dividing up as much of the data into individual columns and cells as you can. It becomes much easier to search, organize, and extract information later. The more notes you have, the more time it takes to add additional columns and notes and to separate the data. If you have not set up a spreadsheet yet, expect it to take some time. I also have only one Google Sheets spreadsheet document for all my collections. I create tabs across the bottom of the spreadsheet and I break them down into US large and small size, obsoletes, world and specific countries that I collect like Canada, Mexico, and Cuba. If I do ever need to print my collection, I can do that at any time. Worth noting is that Google Sheets only prints to a PDF doc first, then you have to save it to your computer or whatnot. Then you open up the PDF to send to your local printer. Another great thing about Google Sheets is that out there on the internet is plenty of information and tutorials on how to use it. Next, I put a new currency sleeve on the note. Sorry, but some of the holders I've received are just nasty, and I like things to be uniform. Depending on the type and value, I holder notes differently. For some small and non-graded large-size notes, I use BCW Deluxe currency holders. They're rigid, they tend not to scratch, and the front side is just a bit shorter than the back, making it easier not to catch the edge of the note when you're putting it in. For high-value notes, I'll place into my mock rip-off grading holder that I ordered from China that has two sleeve areas, a top area for a label and a bottom for the note. I design, print, and cut my own labels with PMG and PCGS holder type information along with my estimated grade. I do this for all large-size notes that aren't graded. I purchased these holders last year on Alibaba and they're no longer available, so I've got nowhere to direct you. I'm going to have to find a new solution when I do run out. For oversized and odd-size notes, I use BCW top loader 9-inch by 12-inch holders and then cut them down to size. World banknotes I place into a currency album using BCW 3-pocket laser sleeves, but the notes with high value, I do use my fake mock-up thing grading holder. Yes, I am a bit anal retentive and particular, but I like everything to be the same size, and that's just my problem. Now that the notes are protected, I store them in a 2.05 cubic foot, fireproof, waterproof, floor-mounted dial combination safe by Sentry that's bolted to the floor under my desk in my office. I removed all the shelves and can store my 3 currency boxes with room for one more on their side. I purchased the safe back in 2020. So far it's cost me about $7 a month compared to having a safe deposit box at the bank, having to take the time, gas, back and forth. According to the Google machine, a safety deposit box can cost $25 to $300 per year depending on the bank and physical size that you need. I also don't have additional insurance. After consulting with my agent, I determined the cost wasn't worth it, but that's just what I do. You need to do what makes you feel comfortable. The currency storage boxes I use are Lighthouse Logic archive boxes that hold 8.5-inch wide by 6.5-inch high items and probably store about 150 to 200 notes. They aren't cheap and are in fact basically cardboard, but made with acid-free archival materials for document storage. We use these at my work for the Historical Society. I've had them for over 2 years and they held up just fine. You can find them at multiple places and probably cheaper on eBay if someone's selling it. Make sure to get the 225 by 170 by 270 millimeter size because there are multiple sizes out there. I still have my converted cigar humidor box that I keep on my desk for storing notes I'm researching for future videos. I'll take the risk and I need them to be easily accessible because I work on multiple videos at a time. So that's it for now and what I use to store my banknotes. I will say the costs do add up, but I believe it's worth the investment to protect my collection the best way that I know how. Hopefully this gives you some ideas of what you can do. As always, I appreciate your time. Please take the time to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, and feel free to leave a comment or a question. We'll see you next time, and thanks for checking in.